artistic. Weirdly artistic.
Damn, that's weird. We're back with Nick, Jay, and Jose.
It's weirdly artistic. We're talking art.
We're talking weird and everything under the sun.
Weirdly artistic.
Damn, that's weird.
Weirdly artistic.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Weirdly Artistic, episode 15. I am Jose.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Jordan, otherwise known as Toby from Spider-Man.
You can call me Tom for this episode.
You can call me Miles Morales.
Ooh,
So how's everyone doing today?
good. I'm in a Spider-Man mask.
Dude, I feel great in this Spider-Man mask.
I do too. I feel like I can be anyone.
I feel like I'm in a second better life in this mask.
Second life.
Second life. My first life was so good that I needed another.
But you can swing in this one.
You can. No flying, just swinging.
I know, we need those.
The Thwippers.
So if you were listening in last week, we were getting pretty hype about the new Spider-Man movie Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the verse.
We watched it last Sunday.
Sunday, yes.
Sunday.
This last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Oh my gosh.
Amazeballs.
It was
so good.
So good.
Ridiculously
So
good.
those of you who don't know, we're all pretty big Spider-Man fans here. Grown up with it, just a part of our lives for a long
Right.
time. I think all of us like different characters as well, which is pretty cool.
Different suits of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
There was already a bunch canon, quote unquote, and then this movie I think added more on top of what was already there.
I read a thing actually about this new movie. So 95 of the 280 characters that we saw added had name titles.
Like
What?
previously?
They are either in comics or have been used in the past.
That's 85.
It was 85 or 95 of the
That's-
280
either way, that's-
shown. So
that's
they
a
had
lot.
to come up with 280 extra
Oh,
for the film to put like in the background for the chase scenes and all that stuff.
Insane.
That's sick.
So only
That'd be
85
fun.
of them, which is crazy. I mean, there's already a lot of Spider-Mans. A lot.
A lot of them.
Yeah. I think in the game, Sony's game, by the way, Spider-Man, has, I think there's 50 suits.
Damn.
Yeah. And those are all characters, like, besides the Velocity suit, which I read today, was
What's-
solely made for the game. The only
Jeez.
Easter egg
Okay.
it has is in Far From Home, the second Tom Holland Spider-Man. He's, like, going to build his suit,
Yeah.
you know, on the ship.
Yeah.
And you can see it as one of the holograms, like as the little Tony
Oh, that's
Stark
cool.
scene. So like that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
only other place you see it tied to. It's not in the
Okay,
comics.
that's pretty cool actually.
Yeah.
Little Easter egg from
Freaking
the movie.
insane.
Yeah, so a little like tie from the game to the movies. But that's the only suit that's like not directly tied to someone.
And
In
wh-
the-
what game was that?
The Sony Spider-Man.
The new one?
The first one.
Well, the
Oh,
first,
the
The
yeah.
first one, yeah.
Very
The
exactly.
last Spider-Man game I played was Spider-Man 3 for PS2.
So let's hop into the games first.
So yeah, okay,
Yeah,
right off
okay,
the bat.
Yeah.
The earliest one I played was the PS1 Spider-Man game. I think
Spider-Man
that's the
1,
first
right?
one, right? Yeah, Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
And that's the one where you had to web sling. You couldn't touch like the
Couldn't
ground.
touch
It
the
was
ground.
all. It was either like on top of buildings or like inside buildings.
This
Couldn't
had
you
to be
just
like,
web sling from the sky too? And
oh
Actually,
yeah,
no,
there was
yeah.
no grab points.
There
like,
is
you
yeah.
just
some
swing.
missions where you're on the ground level, but it's like they're specific ground level missions.
Yeah.
You couldn't just jump up and
Yeah.
go away.
It wasn't
Like,
open world as much.
No.
Mm-mm.
that didn't happen for a while.
Right.
That one was fun. We were just talking about it.
How like cheese it is now.
Yeah,
looking
going
back.
back and looking at it, it's like, dude, what the heck is this?
My first one was the PlayStation 2 Spider-Man with the Toby. Right?
I
Oh,
think
that's
that's the
the-
number one.
Isn't
I
that
think-
number one?
Yeah,
I thought they had
'cause
one
Gobby's
on
in it
like
and-
OG PlayStation
Yeah.
as well, though. They had like
they might have.
And you start off
before,
with
and it was really crappy.
you start off with like
Yeah.
his like little ski mask outfit too, and then you
Yeah.
upgrade to like
I'm the
this-
human
yeah.
spider.
Yeah.
No, wait. No, yeah, that is the one I played too. Jeez.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So that's the PS1 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Then 2 came out.
Two.
That was next level.
Oh,
Way
yeah.
It was way different. I didn't finish that one, but it was way
It's
different.
pretty much the movie. I think it was just like a game based on the movie.
Are you talking about
Mhm.
this the PS2 Spider-Man or
Yeah.
the PS1 Spider-Man?
PS2 Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, no, I played that one. Yeah, that one was basically just the movie.
The movie. But it was good.
I couldn't get past the last level with Doc Ock. It was so hard, dude.
What I did that was like 10.
You got to use your Spidey senses, man.
Yeah,
I wasn't using them
we
to
get
my
it.
full potential.
Miles is new.
Miles is new. He's
I'm
still
not
learning.
up to speed yet.
Yeah, he's not there yet.
He's not a pro like me yet.
Yeah, he's not quite there. That's okay. 2 was dope, and then 3 came out, and that's when the Wii was out.
Oh gosh.
You played it on the Wii?
I played 3 on the Wii.
No shit.
Did you actually have to?
Yeah, so every
Oh,
swing
really?
and punch you did was actually with your controllers.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
wild.
and that was kind of the first one of it, which was pretty cool.
okay.
So when I was like, I think it was 14, 15 when this came out.
Sounds
That's-
about right.
That's what I was doing. I was swinging.
Because I played it. I think it was PS2 that it was still on, and what was it? Xbox 360?
Probably.
No,
No, just
it's Sony.
Xbox.
So it had to be PS.
Oh yeah,
PS2,
no
So-
Xbox.
It was. I mean, it was great. I mean, it had a lot more added to it, like the lizard.
Yeah,
There was.
Oh, I
Morbius's
remember
wife
that.
or
The
whatever.
lizard.
yeah.
Like the vampires, and it had like so many different like
Side
storylines that
stories.
just like got added onto the Venom and other like movies side of it.
Oh,
But
we're
it was
also
dope.
forgetting the Game Boy SD. That's what I had it on too. Yeah, with the lizards. It was so
Dude.
fun.
Game Boy.
SD. It was like a screen this bit flipped up.
Oh, was it
Badass.
the DS?
Or DS?
Yeah,
No,
DS.
no. DS is the one with
No,
the
you're
screen
thinking
on.
of the SP.
Is
Game
the
Boy
SP
SP.
is the flip, like the
Yeah,
Motorola
yeah,
flip
it was like the
phone.
flip one,
Yeah,
yeah.
the SP.
The
That's what I
SP.
had. Those were the days.
Those were the days. That was when
Had
the
Lord of
first
the
screen
Rings,
came in
too.
that was lit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
like
so
the
you could play it at
backwards.
Yeah, I
nighttime.
remember, like, the
I would play it
original-
so late.
the original Game Boy Color and then the
Yeah.
Advance had like the little like attachment
The
light,
lights
like the
on the
night
top.
light. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
you couldn't play
yeah,
at
you
night at
couldn't
all.
play it at night.
I used to get caught so much with that.
Yeah.
like when we
Even
were
just riding in the car, dude, you couldn't do anything.
Dude.
And then dad's
Oh,
like, turn
yeah.
the light off. And it's like, I can't
Dude.
see my game.
I hated like going on like road trips and you're playing your Game Boy and then like it got like past like 7 or 8 and then it was like, well, I can't play anymore.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
Dude,
done.
that was the worst.
I had Spider-Man on PSP as well. Dude, PSP
That had to have been like
was
2 or 3,
way
right?
ahead
it
of
was
its
like
time.
2 or 3 or something. Dude,
PSP was way ahead of its time.
And
Yeah.
you could hack it too, which was crazy.
Yeah, it was just like an Android where you could do
Yeah,
whatever.
you could do whatever you wanted on it. It's insane.
The
Good old days.
did anyone play the Spider-Man the multiverse game?
No, I
No,
haven't.
I didn't.
Dude.
I think you're the only one that's played it. But
Yeah.
you said it was pretty
I mean,
pretty
it's
good.
it's story based for sure, so there's like a lot of cutscenes, but it was like early 2000s, so cutscenes weren't great.
Okay.
But it was more of like the content you're giving me, not the quality of the content,
Yeah.
Okay.
which is pretty cool. So it was like that was the original multiverse tie-in back then, but it was
To bring
only
it back from
Spider-Man.
the comics.
Yeah, like it was only Spider-Man though, so there wasn't any like any major ties besides them being able to get to Peter and help.
Okay.
Kind of interesting. It was good, but I think if they redid it, it would be amazing.
Did you guys ever play Spider-Man Friend or Foe?
No,
No.
Really?
which one is that on?
It was I think PS2 as well. Where, like you play as Spider-Man and like all your villains, like as you beat them, they basically just join you.
Oh,
And then,
that's
like,
dope.
Yeah, so they start out as like a foe, and then once you beat them, 'cause you have to like it's like you would go 3 levels, and then the boss was one of the villains. And I think Green Goblin's like one of the first ones. So like once you beat him, then he's like your ally, and you can
That's
like
dope.
have him. You can choose your ally for like the rest of the missions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. Like you just got
Yeah,
like
that's
all the
cool.
villains at some point.
Heck yeah.
Sick.
I didn't play Spider-Man until the new PlayStation game came out,
Damn.
PS4. Let me tell you, probably one of the best games I've ever played. Story mode, the open world, the fighting style, the fluidity of the fighting style. Like, it was better than any Batman game that's ever come out.
That's saying
Oh,
a lot,
it was
actually.
so good. And I cannot wait. 2 comes out in September.
Yeah, and you showed me some of the gameplay. Basically, that was
Just
oh,
clean.
so good.
Dude, you get
Yeah.
the black suit
Dude, yeah,
in
you
game
get to-
2.
I think that you said the first
Venom.
the first mission
Yeah.
you start off as a black suit Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And
So
dude,
you're
like
like
the
Venom
stuff that
dumb.
he's doing, yeah, it's like Venom powers, dude.
But
It
he's
was wild.
angry. Yeah, he's a mad
I
boy.
love Spider-Man 3.
Oh, dude.
Spider-Man 3. I love that you get like the
Find me some
black
shade.
suit in that one.
Find me some shade. Tits.
I know. I love that one.
He's such a douche. I love it.
That has one of my favorite lines in it. when he's like, "You killed Ben Parker for a car," and he's like, "Yeah, what does that have to do with you?" And he's like, "Everything."
Oh yeah, he's so mad, bro.
Oh,
Poor
Clayton and I
Peters.
quote that
Emo
all
hair.
the time.
Everything.
And if we ever have to say everything, it's everything.
I love when he's dancing on the floor.
Yeah.
It's so just cringe, dude.
Oh.
Or my other favorite scene is when he's holding the bus to the train. He's like, his
That's number
face.
2.
Or number 2.
That is-
yeah,
that is number two.
That's number 2. I
That's
got a
what
few ideas.
Oh my god.
You could be my son. As they're like passing him by. Like,
Yeah.
Jeez.
He's just a kid. That's the point.
those are
That's
such good movies.
The Toby ones. Let's hop into movies.
Segue into
Yeah,
the
let's
hop into
movies
the
there.
movies.
Is that first one, the one with Tobey Maguire, that's probably when the deal happened with Sony because Sony was hot in the pictures, right?
I feel like
wonder
they
if it
might have
happened
owned him
before.
at that point. I feel like
That he already owned Stanley or like Marvel.
think
Yes,
that
so
Stanley
explain the ownership of all
So-
this from Sony and Marvel and everything.
it's kind of confusing. But Marvel and Sony have a deal
Mhm.
that Spider-Man can show up in Marvel as long as a certain percentage is returned to Sony. Sony owns the image of Spider-Man. So, like, I don't know the grounds of
could
that.
even happen back in the 80s, Spider-Man 70s. Like
Yeah,
wasn't
so
there
I read
cheesy
today that
ones?
Spider-Man came out in the 60s.
Oh,
that was the
60s.
first
Yeah,
time he
oh,
was
60s,
released,
Yeah.
which
I
is
wonder if Sony owned
crazy.
it then.
I don't know, because I think Stan Lee and Steve Ditko did.
Yeah.
Steve Ditko was the other designer for Spider-Man back in
Mhm.
the day. But anyways, Sony owns the... it might even be like the movie rights, because I'm pretty sure Marvel, with them being able... Disney being able to put the Spider-Man in Disney World and Disneyland, they'd have to own like the merch rights. So I think Sony literally owns
Just the movie
TV
rights?
and movie rights
Okay.
to Spider-Man. So basically, Marvel was bought by Disney, and Spider-Man is owned by Marvel, but the image is owned by Sony. So anything that they cross has to be approved by Sony, and then a certain percentage is returned to them, which is kind of weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time. Like,
Sounds
small
like a lot of
lure company.
convolution, just very.
it's very convoluted for sure, but it's a small company kind of saying like, no, this is ours, which is cool. But I don't remember where I was going with that.
Just the ownership of.
The
Yeah,
ownership.
that's the ownership. So Disney basically has to provide a certain percentage of profit
Yeah.
and or
So like
income
Marvel
from.
and Disney like own Spider-Man, but Sony owns like the movie and TV rights.
Yeah,
Like,
anything you see in
to-
moving
as far as you
images.
know, right? Like
That's yeah.
you're
That
on-
beats.
the understanding.
That's
quote
as far
unquote.
as I
I'm
can
sure
go.
it's yeah.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just your friendly
that's
neighborhood
interesting.
Spider-Man.
I'm just your
Dude.
That's
Okay.
Daredevil.
Favorite of Toby. Which
favorite
one is
of
your favorite?
Toby? I would have to say like either. They're all so good.
I love number 1, but also just I do love the corniness of 3.
I,
Like,
that's
it
what I was
just is
gonna
so
say. 3
nostalgia
is
and
so corny
so,
and
like,
cheesy,
the
bro.
top, like that was movies at that time.
Dude,
Like,
Oh, it
you
was
get like the
prime,
you get like
too.
the
Yeah.
douchey like Playboy Spider-Man, like a Peter Parker. Then you also get like
Yeah.
the best friend like Hobgoblin. I guess is
Yeah,
what
it's
you would
that smell? He is
it's
the
Brockster.
yeah, it's Eddie Brock.
It's Eddie Brock. Yeah,
Eddie Brock.
Oh, dude,
I'm
Topher
actually
Grace.
dating. I'm actually dating your daughter.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Dude, see you later,
Dude,
chump.
the whole it's
Good
that Topher Grace is so cheesy. Like the whole praying God,
love it.
please,
Dude.
please kill,
Yeah.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, dude.
Kill Peter Parker.
Like I love the cheesiness, dude. It's
I do
so,
too.
I love it,
It's
dude.
so bad that it's good.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars 3.
what
but
Harry's in that one too, flying.
I think
on
I
the-
think 2 is
the
one
surf.
of my. I think
was he considered Green Goblin too?
He's
then?
Hobgoblin.
He's
He's
Hobgoblin,
Hobgoblin. That's
technically,
right.
yeah.
We
So
just
that's
figured
his Hobgoblin.
That is right.
But I agree. I think 2 is my favorite.
I think 2.
Overall, like I would rate that movie an 85. Not even being a superhero movie, I would rate that an 85. Like it is so good.
It's good. I like it a lot.
He loses his
uh,
powers, which is such a cool
oh,
thing for
yeah, yeah,
Peter.
yeah.
Like you don't hear of any other superhero going through trials and tribulations and losing their powers.
Yeah, and I guess that's like what the comic, like the mutation sickness, kind of was for him.
Yeah, like his blood can change.
Yeah.
Like essentially, he has the strongest willpower if you look at it that way, because he can get rid of his if his mind is like, no, we don't want to be Spider-Man anymore. His body will get rid of it.
That's That's an interesting way to look at it, because that also kind of leads into what we were talking about with Mjolnir, where he's able to pick it up in the comics. He's pure of heart.
He's pure. It's what
His
he wants.
strong, his like strong will is really one of his greatest
his
powers.
greatest
I think.
powers.
Yeah.
Let's talk about his powers for a second. I think a lot of people don't know the full extent of Spider-Man's powers.
So
Do you guys know the full extent?
I think
Oh,
I
just
do.
just the Spidey senses. Well, from Tobey Maguire movie, the Spidey senses in the
So Spider
web
Sense
slime.
is one of like it's across all the Spider-Mans.
yeah.
Everyone has
Um,
it.
Some can produce their. I guess the Tobey Maguire I think is
He's
one of
the
the
only
few
one.
the only that can produce organically until he gets the black suit.
Yeah,
With black suit, he can like all Peter Parkers can produce their own web.
their own webs.
But they have
Oh.
cartridges.
The Venom.
Everyone else has cartridges, right? Except
Yeah.
for the Tobey Maguire one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so and they mentioned that in No Way Home.
Yeah, so
Oh,
he's
yeah.
super smart is one thing, but that was already him.
Brilliant.
He's
Mhm.
already a boy genius. He can climb walls, which I
Which
think is
some don't.
interesting. Really?
Miguel O'Hara can't climb walls without his claws.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's I didn't know that
So he
actually.
needs
Actually, I
his
think
claws
Miguel
all the
O'Hara is
time.
one of the only ones that can't.
We also learned that he's a vampire recently.
Oh,
He's not.
He's
Is
not.
it only in the book? In the movie?
It's Venom. It's not a vampire. He doesn't need the blood.
It's
Venom. I
It's
just
a-
read about it.
It's a good version of Venom. That's who Miguel.
No,
O'Hara
like
is?
it's
Oh.
like a
Like a
like if a
disease?
spider were to, it's like that.
Oh,
He can
okay.
inject venom into you.
Oh, by his
Oh.
mouth.
Yeah, like a
That's
snake.
why he has
Like
fangs.
yeah, he's
So
like
he's
that.
He's more
He's just
spider
more
than
spider.
the rest of them.
Yep. That's what
Except
the,
he can't climb walls.
That's
Oh.
what the thing is. Yeah. That's what the thing is that he put in his shoulder though.
Oh, the serum or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
It was to stop the mutation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pretty crazy.
Okay. So
His
he,
powers though.
he can climb walls,
Yep.
which I thought was
Super
always
strength.
interesting that he could like do it through his like shoes.
Yeah, like
You
that he
know?
is sticking.
Yeah, like with I think Miles does it more than the rest of them, where he just like stands
Yeah.
straight up.
On the
But
against
it's
the
like-
wall.
But I've always wondered, like, through your shoes.
So
Your
there's
toes.
science behind it. I've actually read about this as well.
Okay. Lay it on me.
In Sam Raimi's version, he shows that something comes out of his fingers, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
spider
It's like
thing.
the
Yep.
So like Sam Raimi's version is a very natural spider. Like his skills are based off of what the spider can actually do. Like the spiders have little things that they hold on to, and that's how they crawl around. The rest of the Spider-Men actually use the electromagnetics in their body to hold on to the wall.
Oh.
Okay, that's one thing I didn't know that. That's
So it's like a
wild.
mind thing where they're like they can hold on based off of this. So it's not like they're sticky. They're actually controlling.
It's like magnetism. Okay.
Yep, it's exactly what it is.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Another thing to know about Peter Parker and the rest of the Spider-Man. So in the game they explain this really well. His swinging. So you have your spider sense, right? Like you
Mhm.
can
Right.
kind of assume that swinging would be
Super
easier with
instinct.
that, like super instinct. I would say like he has the highest instinct besides like Taskmaster and maybe a couple other guys.
Mhm.
But in the game, Peter Parker reveals that he does the math on every swing.
Okay.
So
I
his
can see that.
super instinct allows him to slow it down
Oh, and, see
and
the
do the
trajectory.
math of the trajectory and actually pull himself and do what needs to be done. So it's not an instinct. Like
Oh
he's
my
not
God.
reacting. He's planning.
He's math
Yeah.
He's
king.
planning.
Dude, that's
Damn.
wild.
Isn't that crazy?
See, and that's like in the animated show that we were just watching, like that's one thing he keeps saying over and over again. It's like I need to stop thinking like Peter Parker and start thinking like a scientist.
Yeah. It's
Dude,
just
that's dope.
they dive deep in the game, which is super
Oh,
cool.
that's
So
awesome.
he's like planning every swing, every movement he makes, like is mathematically planned
It's
because
all
he's
geometry
essentially
to
like the
him.
Flash, where he can slow it down and just do it.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Okay, that's dope. So
Pretty
again,
freaking
his
cool.
like math genius brain is just
way
It's-
ahead.
you-
But
that's
it's also
awesome.
enhanced.
it's enhanced. Yeah, with
Yeah.
the slowness of like being able to spidey sense everything around you.
Yeah, he can just change
That's sick.
everything around
And
him.
then you mentioned super strength.
Super strength.
So it's said that he's able to lift like a small car.
No, he can lift way more. Well, it depends on the universe.
Yeah, okay, that's also true. But like that's general. Like he can lift a car.
Yeah.
That's like the general, like the average. I think.
Toby
spider.
Maguire's got rated, I think, at like 6th highest in strength.
Really?
Because in the movies, he carries, like, he holds some buildings up. Remember in number 2?
Oh,
He tosses
yeah.
like half
Yeah.
a building.
He stops a moving train.
Yeah, he stops a train. I mean, he's strong, dude.
Dude, yeah, okay.
Your
He's
arms would have
strong.
got ripped off.
Did you see who the strongest one was, by any chance?
I showed you in the bar today.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. But he's like OP.
He's OP.
He's
for sure.
OP.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Cosmic Spider-Man
he's like
is
the
OP.
point
Or
0.0001%.
the silver Spider-Man probably would be second or something then. Cosmic.
No, because he,
He's made out of metal.
I think for him, he relies too much on his suit.
Oh,
doesn't-
Yeah,
yeah.
he's a
not
little
as-
too arrogant. He's
Yeah.
a playboy.
He's an Iron Man-esque. But I think Toby is up there. They said the PS4 character is up there.
Okay.
You take it on the Sinister Six yourself in the first game.
Oh, shit.
So like, I mean, that guy's unstoppable. And then Lego Spider-Man.
I think
No,
he's
so-
second. I think he's second.
The reason I found out for why he's considered one of the strongest, it's because he beat Galactus and Doctor Doom on his own in the video game. Which is like, Galactus is going to be one of the villains for all of Marvel.
Yeah.
And Lego Spider-Man, you beat him yourself.
Yeah.
My
That's
boy.
insane. You're one of our best.
Dude.
Bro, that was my
There's
favorite
a
part of the
VR
movie.
Batman experience like that. Will bet there's a Spider-Man one too.
Oh, there
I'll have to
has to
check it
be.
out.
Oh,
But like,
yeah.
I went through it, and you're like inside, and he takes you on a ride, Batman. And
Dude.
that's so freaking funny. It's comedic too, and like he takes you on a ride and shows you how to be Batman. It's so funny.
That's
dude.
wild.
I have to bring it. and
There
show
has
ya.
to be a Spider-Man.
There
one.
has.
Where you're, like, on
I'll
his
see if there's a
shoulders.
Spider-Man one, and then bring it if it is.
Crazy
be
fact
tight.
about the Tobey Maguire ones. Most of the swinging scenes, it was a still dummy that the characters were just holding on to.
What?
So like when they were doing scenes where the characters were like,
I feel like- I feel like that
they would
makes
just
sense
blast
'cause
them
it
with a
looks-
bunch of fans.
Yeah,
It kind of looks
Yeah.
like it too. Now that
Oh,
you
dude, he's not
think
even
about it.
moving. He's just like-
hilarious.
he's just swinging.
That's so.
So the
funny.
Toby one's like, if anyone's holding on, he's not there. It's a dummy. Just a guy.
so
That's
funny.
hilarious.
Dude,
That's a good one.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
Andrew
again.
Garfield Spider-Mans.
Ooh, I love
loved
them.
all
I
of
love them.
Yeah.
Actually, they're pretty accurate to like the comics. I think that it's the most accurate to the comics.
Besides the timeline, he gets bit in college in this one,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Except for
Yeah.
that, but Lizard is like his first villain,
Which is
that's, like,
always
it's
true.
always
Yeah.
Lizard. Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
always meets Gwen first.
Yeah.
In the comics, dude. In the Ultimate comics, Gwen Stacy gets killed by Carnage,
Oh, what?
and
I
then
thought she got-
Carnage makes a clone of her and lives as her for a while, and nobody knows.
And he lives as her. Carnage is such
I
a
thought
badass
she originally
dude.
got killed because her neck got snapped because he.
That's in
That-
the
that's
yeah.
like,
That's the movie.
That's the that's how she dies also.
Yeah.
Wait,
he
that
Like
happened
in
can't
the
the
save
movie?
her.
comics. In the
Oh,
comics.
Comics
yeah.
movie.
I didn't know what happened in the movie. I
He
forgot.
he
He
doesn't
can't
save
save
her.
her.
Yeah, he's too late.
Oh.
Yeah, every time. It's the first time he loses something that he didn't have to make a decision on.
Yeah, and I'm so sad that he didn't get his third movie.
I hope he
I know,
does.
me
Can we
too.
just
They
Zack
were-
Snyder him and
Bro,
be like,
please, because they were at the end of the second one. They set up like Sinister Six. Like they had like all the suits. They had the Rhino suit. They had the
right.
Vulture suit. They had like all of them.
the Goblin was prepared, Electro
Oh
showed
my
up.
Dude, it was.
Remember?
It was. Dude,
Wonder why they just stopped.
It was a signing difference. I think it was because Sony was about to be bought, or Spider-Man was about to like merge with Marvel, and so
Oh, and then
they just got rid of Andrew.
sweet.
so sad.
Yeah.
But then we got Tom
Hashtag The
Holland.
Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
Post
let's
it,
make it happen.
please.
Yeah, everyone.
Hashtag Amazing Spider-Man
Boycott.
3.
Yeah.
Then
Then we got
Let's go strike with our.
Yeah, we're striking in our masks.
And then there's Tom Holland Spider-Man.
I love Tom Holland.
I like how that it's still in high school. He's like
Yeah.
learning.
He's like
Oh, I
a
like
junior.
that too.
He's
He's-
young.
Well, it's like you said. It's based off of like the Amazing or the
Ultimate.
Spectacular Spider-Man, right?
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Yes, spectacular.
So it's set in high school and it's in high school.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty comic accurate. He fights Vulture
Mhm.
first, which is pretty dope. But the end scene when he's lifting a building, when he has the two air conditioners
Yeah.
on him and he's like lifting it up off of him, that's like an OG reference, like 60s.
Really?
Yeah, that was one
Whoa.
of Spider-Man's first things where he's like, "Can I do this?"
Oh, that's
oh my
sick.
god,
Yeah.
that's kind of sick.
You
Like
should look at the art of it. It's crazy. Like, it's no offense onto the art, but it's just not as good as it is now. But super cool. Like that reference. It's called Homecoming. So Homecoming was like one of the first. Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like when he showed up. 60s, maybe 70s, and it's called
Oh.
Homecoming.
That's awesome.
It's his first little appearance.
Is
So
it
that
like his own serialization, or like was it on a different comic that he shows up in?
I can't verify if he showed up on a different comic or his own first,
Okay.
but I know that he got his own, and everyone knows the image. It's when he has Harry in his arm, and he's swinging, and his legs are wide open, and he has
Oh,
the
yeah.
first web in his.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the first covers,
That's sick.
60s. But they reference that in Homecoming, which is dope.
That's awesome.
Like,
Like
it's
it's like
a-
just did like a little like homage to it.
And I think that's what they're starting to do is like tie into, like we were talking about the difference of DC and Marvel is
Mhm.
Marvel gives you so many Easter eggs and so many
Mhm.
moments that you're like, I've seen that somewhere else.
Yeah.
Somewhere. It's like, why do I recognize that? Which is so cool. And Spider-Man is a huge one with that. Like the scene with Stan Lee in the third one. I guess one man can change a city. Well, enough said. And then he just walks off. It's like, dude, that's a great little reference. But
That's awesome.
Andrew, in my opinion, was the best Spider-Man.
Yeah. He was like the most like agile and kind of just like natural at
Quirky
it.
and-
Yeah, I thought so too.
Like most outspoken.
Yeah, he's more accurate to like what you would. He's like the smart ass kind of like.
He's a merc with a mouth.
oh yeah,
There you
Like kind of, you know? I mean, that's Deadpool, but Spider-Man is kind of like the better version of Deadpool.
The clean version. of
cleaner.
The family version.
Yeah, the
family
the
version.
wholesome family version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Which I think is awesome.
Okay, if you had to choose one, who is it? I already know mine.
What are you talking about? Like the actors or like all Spider-Man suits?
All Spider-Man. If you had to choose one, like if they said, "Hey, Jordan, what is the next Spider-Man you want to see on screen?"
Tobey Maguire.
Back. He's back for the fourth. You got that. You got that last year.
Yeah, I did get that last year. Honestly, I would Andrew Garfield for sure.
Getting a fourth.
Yeah, getting
I
a fourth.
agree. I agree.
Dude, I want Ben Reilly movie.
Yes.
Oh,
I
that'd
want
be
a Ben
sick.
Reilly movie.
Ben. Oh.
And have Andy Samberg actually be
yeah.
him.
Yes, dude, that'd be
Like,
so good.
We were talking about this. My favorite one is the armored one, but that just wouldn't make a good movie. That's
No.
Iron Man.
It's just Iron Man.
It's
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Pretty much.
Well, it's Parker Industries, and it turns into
Yeah,
this whole thing.
which I thought was
like,
hilarious. I didn't realize that like when I like was said it until I looked it up.
he's pretty much Iron Man.
He's so it said that he's the Peter Parker that would have been if he had saved Uncle Ben from being killed.
That's insane.
And
So-
he turns into like a playboy multi-billionaire that is engaged to Gwen Stacy.
Because he had a male figure in his life.
Yeah. Damn, that's all you
Damn.
need.
Wow.
Deep.
With
But
great
Ben Reilly,
power,
dude.
man.
Ben Reilly, I think is like one of the like coolest.
He's the most
Spider-
unspoken about too.
the Scarlet Spider.
Spider.
Scarlet
How
Spider,
did he
dude.
get bit?
Same.
Same, just he was
Canon events.
Was he taking a picture, or he's a photographer as well, or?
Well, I actually I need to look more into it. I haven't
yeah.
read too much about him,
I
but
haven't read a bunch of
like
Ben.
all I've really known is from like the show when they showed him in Spider Wars.
Say the crazy fact you were right about.
So in his universe, there's a Peter Parker who is also Spider-Man. And Ben Reilly is also Scarlet Spider, right? So they both have like the same powers, but it's like his story is that Ben Reilly is quote unquote a clone of Peter Parker.
No,
But
it's
it
vice
turns
versa.
out that it's the other way around. They find out that Peter Parker is actually a clone of Ben Reilly, and in the show, in his universe, Peter Parker goes like crazy because of it. Like it like destroys his mind, and he like kind of turns evil,
Because he was.
and then turns into Spider Carnage.
yeah, when he finds out that he was a clone, it just
Yeah,
it
so
wrecks him.
there's like this fight with Kingpin, and he's like opening up like different dimensions, and then Ben Reilly's fighting Kingpin. Peter Parker shows up, and then like his hate towards Ben Reilly like summons Carnage, and they fuse.
Huh. Freaking sick.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Which
you
I think
do a
is like
movie on
it's
that.
one of the wildest. Like I think that's a dope villain, like Spider Carnage, like one of the most
Dude.
pure heroes, turns like completely evil because he's a
And
clone.
the thing about symbiotes is they accentuate the worst of you.
Yeah.
So like Carnage binds with Cletus Cassidy. We know that one now.
And yep.
Who is a serial killer. So
Oh, great.
he accentuates his terrible qualities, which is horrible.
And oh, keep going.
That's what makes Venom weird. Is that he agrees to partner with Eddie Brock.
And that's what I was just gonna kind of say is Venom and Eddie Brock are partners, right? So they refer to themselves as us and
Or we.
we.
Yeah.
Where Cletus completely gives himself to Carnage,
So it
and
says
Carnage
I.
takes over, and it is I.
So that's how in the comics and in the show, Spider-Man can tell if Eddie's on his side or not.
Mm-hmm.
If Venom says we, then he knows that he's on their side. But if Venom says I want to do this, then Spider-Man knows, okay, you are not thinking for yourself. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Venom is
it's-
thinking for you.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But at
Makes
the end of
sense.
the towards the end, Eddie and Venom become more partners, and I think Eddie has a lot more control.
Yeah. He can
He
like,
falls in love, and once he loses her, he's like, I need to be good, basically.
Yeah. Not quite an anti-hero.
He's kind of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
At
He
that
always
point,
is.
after that.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the actor's name? The recent Venom.
Tom Hardy.
Tom
Tom
Hardy.
Hardy, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to watch
Bane.
that. I haven't seen that yet.
They're fun. I wouldn't say they're great. They're just kind of fun.
Yeah.
They're side quest is what they are.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it, because
Is
like
he
again,
kind of the good guy
it's
in it?
not like Venom.
He's a good guy.
It's
Oh.
not traditional Venom.
Yeah, it's not
He
traditional.
doesn't have like the spider powers.
Oh.
So the reason that Venom has spider powers is because in the comics, Spider-Man always gets the symbiote first.
Yeah.
So the symbiote learns his powers and then keeps them.
Teaches. Oh, okay.
And then-
yeah.
So that's why he has like the spider web
tarantula.
on it, and
Mhm.
yeah. But in this one, Eddie Brock gets it first.
that makes
So
sense.
everyone's been kind of anticipating this crossover with Spider-Man and Venom because there is a cartoon actually, and I think it's in this one where Eddie Brock starts with it that we were watching earlier today. Ultimate, where
Okay.
he starts with it, and then the symbiote is actually like, "Hey, I like Peter Parker better. He looks like a better match," and chooses him over.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah, did you know when Spider-Man wears the black symbiote, he can actually be sleeping, and Venom partners with him and goes and fights crime while Peter Parker is sleeping?
What?
Yeah.
What?
So he'll wake up like super sore, and
That's
he's like, "Dude,
insane.
what?" And Venom is like, "Yeah, no, we went and did a bunch of stuff last night."
Awesome.
Yeah, so he doesn't even know what's happening.
Went and fought crime last
Yeah.
night.
Crazy.
That's insane.
It's insane.
Just turn your like brain off and go
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
stuff.
Go do stuff.
Jeez.
Hey,
Okay.
Venom, I need you to edit for me.
Yeah.
Wish.
This
learn my
editing sucks.
ways. The first AI.
Yeah. Embody AI.
Yeah, embody AI. Jeez.
Let's talk about Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of it?
Dude, it's
Amazing.
Overall.
the best Spider-Man movie. Like, it was good story, great characters. It was funny. It was serious. Like, it was, I don't know, it was
This
good.
one was way more heartfelt.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Way more heartfelt.
it felt real. Like, it's
Yeah.
it's
It
like the
looked real
stakes. The
sometimes.
stakes were real. You know, like it was just like, damn. Miles
I
Morales?
felt like if he didn't save us, our universe is over.
bro. And then like the plot twist at the end with Prowler.
Dude.
So spoiler
Oh,
alerts.
yes.
Spoiler alerts. So
Spoiler
Yeah.
if you don't want to skip the rest or like part of this
Skip the rest of this episode.
episode, because we're gonna be talking about
the
some
rest
stuff
is
that's
some
already happened.
spoilers.
But dude, honestly, like the fact that Earth 42 didn't get a Spider-Man, I think it was
That's
supposed to be
insane.
Miles, and
Yeah.
without having the spider powers, I think he just turned bad and lost his dad. And
Well, his uncle didn't get involved in his life quite as early and
well,
never
that's
got killed.
that's what I'm saying. So his
Yeah.
dad, who was like this bright light in his life, like guiding him,
Got killed.
was killed, and then his uncle, who was already a criminal, was in his life a lot more because he shows up
Yeah.
and gives his mom money. He's you
Yeah.
know he's doing criminal stuff, and he's like, oh,
He's
don't
some
even worry
cash.
about it. I'm taking care of you guys. His influence obviously rubbed off on Miles. And
Oh yeah,
he
Mhm.
became the Prowler,
yeah. He was. I mean, he put the glove on, and then
dude. Yeah,
dude, and
'Cause,
the
like-
braids were sick.
They were sick.
That
I love what they did with the color too. That like the purple and green to
Yeah.
show every other universe that wasn't Miles.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 1610, right? That's his universe. Something like that.
Yeah,
It was
something
16
like that.
something, right? And his universe was blue and orange, and the rest of them were green and purple.
In the first Into the Spider-Verse, when he first meets Peter Parker, their spider senses go off. Peter's are red and blue.
And his
Oh,
is green
yeah,
and
that's
purple,
They
right.
start as green and purple, but his influence becomes Spider-Man, and so they switch to red and blue in that scene,
Yeah.
which is so crazy.
Whoa.
Like they were
I didn't
telling
put that
us
together.
from the start. Like the first time he takes the leap,
Mm-hmm.
and when he's laying on the ground and he pulls out the SD card and he's like, "No, I broke it." There's a 42 laying next to him on the ground.
Is it really?
Yeah. There's a 4 up above him and a 2 below him. So
Oh
they're
my
saying
God.
they're literally
God.
telling you beforehand. Like we just didn't know.
You got bitten by the wrong spider.
Yeah, you were just not the right guy.
And then when he was getting sent back into Cross, like it just shows 42, and I was like, oh, he's not going home, dude.
Nope. Nope.
Damn.
That entire time too, I was like, dude, he's not going home.
Do you notice
He's
the
not going
colors he
home.
was wearing?
Yeah.
They
No.
were green and purple. His jacket was green. His sweatshirt was purple.
Yeah.
Whenever he's at home, remember what jacket?
It was
Gwen
like a blue
Stacy had
jacket
on?
with like the
red
purple,
hoodie.
Yeah. Or I mean with the orange.
Yeah. So at home, he's
Jeez.
always Spider-Man. So is he gonna like turn a little and beyond? Maybe get some bad
No.
influence. Who knows?
Maybe you learn some badass fighting moves.
Yeah, he's well on his way though. I mean, he took on the entire spider
That's true.
community, like by himself.
That was insane.
That was one of the best scenes too.
That was
bro.
the best.
The chase scene.
Dude,
I love it.
You
You know
literally
it
got
took
to
3
see
years to
every
make?
Spider-Man.
It took 3 years to make that scene.
yeah,
Did they start making that scene first, and then the rest of the movie around it?
they had to have. I mean,
Yeah.
well, the last movie
Bro.
came out in 2018.
Well, I know.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Time flies.
What's her name? Seinfeld, right? Her last name was Seinfeld.
Oh,
Said she,
Haley.
like, yeah, she hadn't like she had been recording her voice for like 4 years prior.
Yeah.
What?
Speaking of which, the women Spider-Man in that movie were awesome,
dude.
and I think we're missing one.
The Madam.
Yeah,
Madam Web,
Madam Web.
the Queen Spider.
I think that's what Beyond is about.
I mean, it would make
Do we get to
sense
meet
that
her?
she's kind of like making things right.
I think so.
What do you-
She's kind of like the TVA or the
God.
like the
no,
spider
like straight
god.
up.
She
she's
really
like a
is.
spider goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like she can manipulate time and space essentially. Because
Maybe
She-
does she send a spider to every single Earth to bite and make that Spider-Man?
Well, no,
or-
that's the canon events.
Yeah.
So here's another question. You guys didn't watch Loki, did you?
I
Uh-uh.
did, but didn't pay too much. I know who the bad guy is, and I know the general storyline of it. I
Okay.
loosely watched it.
So at the end of Loki, there's a moment when Kang, the villain of
Mhm.
Ant-Man, the guy in the purple green suit, he is in control of a singular timeline. Everything was moving as one. All canon. Everything was the same. When Spider-Man asked Doctor Strange to
Do the thing.
do the thing and bring back this
Mm-hmm.
moment to forget that he was Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
it brought a bunch of people. There's theory that moment in Loki, when the timeline splits and you're watching that happen on screen, and Tom Holland's moment is the exact same moment, which means
Oh.
that moment also created all of the different Miles Moraleses.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah. So that means each Spider-Man has a Spider-Man of themselves. So like Ben Reilly has a bunch of himself. Peter Parker has a bunch of himself.
Oh.
That's why the Peter Parker in the intro to Into the Spider-Verse that Miles Morales knew and the one that he partners with are different. It's Peter Parker, but it's different universes.
Okay.
So all those moments are theorized to be the exact same time
Jeez.
when the tree splits.
Okay.
Isn't that insane?
That is pretty
That's
insane. That's
Marvel,
fucking-
dude. That's Marvel.
All the
Well,
way
I mean,
up the freaking tree.
DC
Yeah.
does it too. They just suck at doing it in movies and shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah, they're
shows
cold
like
to it. Yeah.
you
And-
can't
okay,
expect
but
everyone to
okay,
watch all
okay.
the shows.
I will say Marvel can't compare to DC when it comes to animated shows and movies.
No.
Oh yeah.
When it
No.
comes to movies, DC blows Marvel out of the water.
When movies, Marvel blows DC
In
out of the water.
live action
Yeah.
movies,
Yeah.
Marvel blows out of the water.
Yeah.
For sure. But that's
Animated
the
shows.
one. Yeah, that's. I mean, same with the comics. Like, I guess they're both kind of on par with each other. Like, because they both have multi-universe things going on, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's like evil Superman. There's like a bunch of good Superman.
Theirs happens because of the Flash.
Yes and no.
Yeah, it depends on which angle you read from.
Well, there's already all the different Earths, right?
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint is one storyline, but there's already multiple universes in DC.
Yeah.
Flashpoint is just the storyline of what
How
would
they
happen.
get there.
It was what would happen if Barry Allen went back in time and saved his mom. And it would it basically started like World War III.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Can you imagine the universe is like, bro, you just can't have your mom. Stop.
Yeah, stop, man.
It's your mom or the end of the world.
Your
Choose.
dad said no.
Your dad
I'll
said no.
take my mom.
Your dad said no. Go ask your mom. Oh
Yeah.
wait.
Oh wait.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's yeah. I love that we're getting Flashpoint too with the new Flash.
Oh, that's gonna be so good. But we'll
I'm
talk
excited
about
for
that
that.
later.
That's
Yeah.
we'll save DC for a different day.
Forgive.
Spider-Man. I mean, it's exciting. If you're a huge fan, we've been getting blessed with content,
Dude.
honestly.
First and only superhero.
And I would say go
love.
back and
Yeah.
watch like the different shows because they're pretty comic book accurate. Like
And they're
the
funny.
95 animated series is
It's
pretty accurate.
great,
You get
dude.
Secret
It's
Wars, you
great.
get Spider Wars,
Yeah.
and there's Ultimate Spider-Man that we started watching today. You get
a lot of
He-
Shield.
he who shall not be mentioned as the voice actor.
Yeah.
And
It's so
it's
funny.
got a lot of like pop culture references. A lot like they reference Iron Man, like the movie specifically.
Yeah, which is dope.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of good content out there, like to rewatch and new stuff coming out, which I think is awesome.
A lot of stuff coming out.
A lot of good stuff.
Next year, hopefully, we get a.
We ain't getting
Beyond.
it next year.
I don't think so.
We're not getting it next year.
It was
Which, by the way,
But do you think the computers already did half the work already?
no,
No.
they haven't even started voice recording.
Oh, okay. Then if that
Yeah.
one
Yeah, they
scene
haven't
took
started,
3,000
no.
or 3 years, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume it'll probably be.
Well,
It's
do you
gonna be
think
a
they
while.
recorded everything at once since it was supposed to be one movie?
Oh.
Is Haley Steinfeld just lying?
Well, she said I haven't recorded for it, but what if it was already recorded for the one movie and they just split it up
Into
later
2
on?
movies
Mm.
Play on words.
to be
That's smart.
continued.
She threw us off.
Yeah, Haley, tell us the
Fucking
truth.
Got him.
Liar.
But I mean, yeah, it's. They said March. And you said it was pushed back at least 6 months.
Yeah, that's all I read so far.
At the
Puts us
very,
25.
best case scenario, we get it
November, Christmas
October,
time.
November. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up next year.
Hold
Which
on to it though.
I'd
If it's
wait for
taking
that.
time, just hold on.
I mean, we
please.
waited 4 years for Across the Spider-Verse.
That's
Yeah,
true.
and it was worth it.
Dude, it was so good.
You know what I will say before we end this? I liked the soundtrack of the first one better, but I
Me
think
too.
it's because it's more of a hype up album. The
Oh, yeah.
second album
Mhm.
is like very emotional. Yeah, Post Malone.
Well,
dude.
there's a lot more emotion, I think, in Across.
There's a
than there
lot
was in
more.
Into.
Yeah, there is a lot more.
It's a lot more coming of age, like tough decisions, like very
no,
tough decisions.
We were listening to that in the show today. Peter Parker almost quit 'cause he's like, I can't make these decisions anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't.
It's like, my
And it-
life is so much easier if I'm not Spider-Man.
Yeah, but then the little girl was like, don't think like Peter
Didn't
Parker.
that happen in like 2?
Don't think
Yeah.
like Peter
Toby one?
Parker.
That's the
Yeah.
reference, yeah.
Well,
It's time to stop thinking like Peter Parker and start
Start
thinking
thinking
like a
like
scientist.
Spider-Man.
He keeps saying that. I
Yeah.
love it. It's so funny. But all right, boys.
all right.
Spider-Man.
Episode 15. Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Stay weird and stay sticky.
Ah,
It's awesome.
Thwip
Stay
it good.
Spider. And don't ever name your son Spider.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't.
don't do it.
Don't
That's
do
also a School of Rock reference.
Yeah, come on,
What's your
bro.
name? Name's Spider. So you're a
Spider
teacher and
cuz.
stuff?
You know what that
Spider
reminds me
cuz.
of? Too Fast, Too Furious when Brian O'Connor's coming. Don't worry about it, cuh.
Yeah, you kept saying cuh.
You spell it C-U-H.
Don't worry about it, cuh.
Cuh.
It was so forced.
Can you imagine how Tyree felt about that? Like,
He probably slapped him. At
Yeah,
the
he's
end.
like, "No."
He's like, bro, stop.
enough.
Bro, I told
Get
you
your
before.
blonde curly cues out of here.
I told you before the scene not to fucking say
Yeah.
it.
So you
Don't worry
said
about
it.
it, cuh.
You've done it 3 takes now.
Don't worry about it, cuh.
Don't worry about it. Cuh.
That's also like a meme on Edgar's, they say. You know what Edgar?
Oh, bro, with the like the
And
the
then it
cut.
just is like the multiple sounds like overlaid. Sup cuh, suck up, sup cuh. It's just like a bunch of them in a room together.
Oh,
It's
bro.
so good.
Don't be an Edgar,
Don't be an Edgar, be Spidey.
but stay weird.
Stay
Stay weird.
All right, we'll see you next
Bye.
week, guys.
Weirdly, weirdly artistic. Weirdly, weirdly artistic.